Welcome to Exposed Affairs. Let us get started today's story. I used to think humiliation came in loud, dramatic moments, screaming fights, slammed doors, red faces. Turns out it can come quietly, in the form of laughter, your girlfriend's laughter, while you're not in the room. It all started a few weeks before our one-year anniversary. We were invited to Natasha's friend's birthday bash, some over-the-top mansion party thrown by a guy with more money than personality. I wasn't exactly thrilled to go, but Natasha insisted. "It'll be fun," she said. "Let's dress up, dance a little, and make some memories." What she didn't say was that the only memory she'd make was laughing at me with her friends behind my back. I caught it by accident. See, I do freelance videography on the side. Events, weddings, parties. So, naturally, I brought along my camera for the birthday guy. He wanted a short highlights reel for social media, and I was happy to oblige. After the party, I sat down at my desk the next morning to sort through the footage. Most of it was typical. Dancing, bad karaoke, people taking selfies like it was a red carpet event. But then, as I was scanning a clip near the pool bar, I froze. There was Natasha, drink in hand, talking to her friends. My name popped up. I turned the volume up. One of her friends asked, "So, what's it like dating a guy who records birthday party for a living?" Natasha laughed, loudly. "Honestly, it's cute, like dating a passion project. He's got potential like a stray dog with a camera." The girls laughed. One added, "At least he's loyal," to which Natasha replied, smirking, "Yeah, but loyalty doesn't pay the bills." They all howled with laughter. I sat there, stunned, rewinding it again and again. That was how she saw me? A temporary, pitiful charity case? Someone she smiled at in public, but ridiculed in private? I didn't cry, didn't throw things, didn't even call her. I planned. Fast forward a week. It was Natasha's birthday this time, an indoor rooftop party she was throwing herself, with me helping behind the scenes as usual. Everyone who mattered to her was invited. Friends, co-workers, even her boss. She asked me to make a short birthday montage to play at the party. "Something sweet," she said. "Highlight our relationship, too." I smiled. Of course. The night arrived. People were sipping wine, dancing, complimenting Natasha on her dress. She soaked it up, beaming like a spotlight. Then she handed me the mic. "Babe, want to say something before the video?" I nodded, took a deep breath. "I just want to thank Natasha for this past year," I said. "It's been eye-opening. So, in honor of that, I put together something special. A look back, not just at the good times, but at some real moments, too." She looked puzzled. The crowd clapped. I hit play. The screen lit up. It started with romantic clips. Our first date, beach walks, her laughing at dumb jokes. Then it cut to the footage, to her at the party, mocking me with her friends. Word for word. Her laughter, her smirk. The line about loyalty not paying the bills. The room fell silent. Some people gasped. Her boss frowned. Her friends looked down at their drinks. She stood there frozen, pale, mouth slightly open. I ended the clip with a black screen that read, "Know who you laugh at, because sometimes they're still recording." Then I walked out. She called, texted, cried. I didn't reply, because that night she gave me the greatest birthday gift I could ever ask for. Clarity. I didn't go home that night. Not because I didn't have anywhere to go, but because I needed a moment to feel everything. The betrayal, the shame, the relief. I checked into a quiet hotel on the edge of the city, turned off my phone, and sat by the window watching the skyline flicker like nothing had happened. But everything had. The fallout came fast. By the next morning, the video had gone viral. Someone at the party had recorded it off the projector screen. Bad angle, shaky hands. But the audio was crystal clear. It was titled, "Birthday Boyfriend Drops Ultimate Mic After Girlfriend Laughs at His Hustle." Within hours, it was everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, even Reddit. Some called it savage. Others called it justified. Everyone had an opinion. Except me. I stayed quiet. Natasha didn't. She tried to spin it. Of course. Claimed it was an inside joke. said the video was taken out of context, tried to guilt me by telling everyone I humiliated her in front of her boss. But the damage was done. Her carefully curated image, the one she spent years crafting, shattered in a few minutes of honesty. Turns out, when people see the real you, they stop caring about the filters. She texted me long paragraphs. Apologies. Excuses. One message just read, "You didn't have to destroy me." I stared at that one for a long time, then replied, "I didn't destroy you. I just stopped protecting your mask." Blocked her right after. In the weeks that followed, something unexpected happened. People started reaching out. Other small-time creators, videographers, hustlers like me. They told me how they'd been made to feel like jokes, how they'd been laughed at by people who never lifted a camera, never edited a clip, never stayed up all night chasing passion over paychecks. Suddenly, my inbox was full of collaborations, projects, even an invite to speak on a podcast about creative resilience. I didn't feel like a stray dog anymore. I felt like someone who had finally found his bark. 6 months later, I released a short film online titled Behind the Laugh. It was about people like me, about the quiet, ridicule creators face, about finding your worth when someone you love tries to bury it under fake smiles. It hit 1 million views in a week. Natasha watched it. I know because she liked the post from a burner account, then unliked it 5 minutes later. Too late. The world had already seen the real story. And me? I kept the camera rolling because I realized something that night, not just about her, but about life. Sometimes the people who laugh behind your back forget they're standing in front of your lens. A year passed. Funny how much can change in 12 months. I moved into a small studio downtown, one with exposed brick walls and a window that caught golden light in the afternoon. Perfect for editing. My videography business took off. No more passion project. I was making enough to turn down clients I didn't believe in. Even started my own content series called Side Hustle Stories. Real people, real grind, no filters. The first episode opened with a voiceover. They laughed, but the hustle never needed applause. Just silence so the story could speak. It resonated deeply, maybe because so many people knew what it felt like to be underestimated, mocked, smiled at in public, but dismissed in private. My inbox flooded with stories, not just from creatives, but teachers, cooks, mechanics, single parents, people who had been laughed at behind closed doors. My little revenge moment had turned into something bigger, something real. Then came the email. It was from Natasha. No burner account this time. The subject line, "Closure if you'll allow it." I stared at it for a while, thought about deleting it. But part of me was curious, not because I missed her. I didn't. But because after all the noise, part of me wondered what she would say when there was nothing left to defend. I opened it. Asterisk, hey, I don't expect you to respond. I just want you to know I get it now. I thought I was above your world because I didn't understand it. I thought mocking it made me powerful. It didn't. It just made me small. You didn't just expose me. You exposed a part of myself I was too ashamed to admit existed. Asterisk, I've watched your videos. All of them. The one about the barista chasing a music career made me cry. The girl who sells earrings at the Sunday market reminded me of who I used to be before I started hiding behind judgment. Asterisk, I'm working on being better. Just wanted you to know. Natasha asterisk. I didn't reply, not out of pettiness, but because I didn't need to. I had already said everything I needed to say. Through my work, through the truth, through the silence that followed the laughter. Last month, I filmed a wedding. Not for the paycheck, but because a couple reminded me of something I almost forgot. That love, when it's real, doesn't laugh behind your back. It holds your camera bag, brings you coffee at 2 a.m., stand beside you in the quiet moments. After the ceremony, the groom looked at me and said, "Man, you really captured the soul of it." I smiled, because that's what I've been doing all along. While people laughed, I listened. While they dismissed, I documented. While she joked, I recorded. And in the end, I didn't just expose a moment. I built a life from it, a better one, with the lens pointed forward. And that was the last time I looked back. The laughter that once stung? Just background noise now. Natasha became a chapter when I no longer needed to reread. Her voice, her smirk, her jokes at my expense. They faded, replaced by the sound of shutter clicks, applause from strangers, and the quiet satisfaction of building something real. Not everyone gets revenge, but I got something better. Respect, purpose, peace. And every time I hit record now, I remember, asterisk, some people laugh behind your back. But the best response is a revenge. It's letting the world watch you rise. Asterisk.